radio station where ministry and music meet demand.
Views and opinions expressed in this broadcast may not reflect the views and opinions of TCM Radio, its staff, or management.
You are now tuned in to Mind, Body, and Soul with Annette, where your host, Annette Harris, analyzes intriguing life questions and concerns, such as, do Christians suffer from mental disorders? Have you wondered why they act abnormal? Or you may ask, what is really going on in their minds? Do you need Annette? Well, keep listening for a biblical understanding of the psychology of the mind.
New heights I'm gaining.
Good afternoon, and welcome to a wonderful new session of Mind, Body, and Soul with Annette. And I'm your host, Annette Harris. Welcome. We are excited today. This is our debut show here on TCM Radio Station. And I'm actually excited. I have a few guests in here with me on today. Well, my co-host, Pastor Marlowe Cribbs.
Amen.
Say hello.
Hello.
And then we're also joined by none other than SirWalter Jones.
Hello, everybody. How y'all is?
Well, this is exciting, guys. I'm here. Just joined the TCM radio station family on today, and I'm excited. This is a new opportunity, new time to come and share with the audience what I believe God has given me. And before we go any further, let's have a word of prayer. Lord, we thank you for all things. We thank you for this wonderful day, for this new opportunity, time to come before your people, and the listeners we have here to share your word and to inspire them. And we thank you for all things. We ask that you word our mouths and give us what to say in Jesus' name. And I would also like to give my opening scripture. It's the first part of Hosea 4:6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee. And we just like to give heed to the Lord and let him have his way in everything we go to say and do on today. Well, gentlemen, I am excited as usual.
Did some gentlemen come into the room?
Oh, well, I was just trying to actually say that you guys were gentlemen.
Oh, you talking about because I was about to go to sleep. All right, praise the Lord.
Oh, is that right?
That's right.
You know what? Before I go further, I want to say Happy Father's Day in advance.
Well,
to the fathers. I have two fathers in here with me and my engineer also. So Happy Father's Day to you all. You gonna say like thank you or something?
No.
I did say thank you.
He did. You didn't hear him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And what about you?
That's the history of fathers. They never get heard.
That's right.
They never get heard.
We never get heard.
We don't even have a greeting card.
Okay, moving on. Now, our topic...
Right.
I'm just kidding.
Just like Mother's Day is still going on.
Still going on. Yeah. The restaurants, you still can't get in them restaurants.
That's right.
Booked. Solid.
I'm taking my mother out for her Mother's Day, birthday, Christmas, AME special.
Right. There you go.
Where's your father? I bought him a card and a tie.
Brute by Fabergé.
Brute. There you go. Brought him some old cologne.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Well, no, but seriously, I want to say Happy Father's Day and appreciate you all.
Thank you.
If it weren't for you all, well, that's another story. But
there wouldn't be so much trouble in the world.
Not that kind of show.
That's where she was going.
Yeah.
There'd be peace in the world.
Mind, Body, and Soul, Annette Harris.
Well, just to give listeners a little bit of a background of Mind, Body, and Soul, this show was actually birthed. We want to bring psychology, the world of psychology, and actually combine it in with the Bible and or church issues or things that are going on, try to bring those two things in together and see if we can find a resolve for different things that we see that's happening in the world. So many people are hurting. So many people are experiencing different mental issues, different situations that they're faced with. And these individuals, I see a lot of it in the church. I do see it in the church, and we try to address certain situations and see how we can help them. Back, in times past, when you talk about depression and anything dealing with the church, it was always taboo. A subject you can't really discuss or talk about because, number one, I don't think they wanted to recognize that this was actually happening to somebody that's saved or somebody that's in the church. But believe it or not, it happens.
Yeah.
And so we want to, give hope to those that are going through different things, and then try to show them how to reach out and get help. You may need to get counseling, may need to seek some psychological help, but of course we're not throwing out the word of God. We want to actually bring that in together. You look like you want to say something, Marlowe. What do you want to say?
Throwing the saints down and slathering them down with oil. Pray this demon out.
Pray the demon out.
Pray this crazy out.
Right,
Just
cast
crazy.
the demon out.
Shoot, maybe today's show should have been on that.
On what?
That the topic, since this is your new endeavor on this station.
Yes.
You got new listeners, possibly.
Yeah.
Y'all, you probably needed it to. Well, it's good that you premised it.
Yes.
By saying what the show is about.
Yes, I do want them to know that.
Yeah, but we got some crazies in the church.
Unfortunately.
And we call them demonic possession. Mm-hmm. But see, they were crazy first, and then the demons came.
Exactly.
Some of them not being called demonic. Some of them being called Sister Jenkins, Brother Atwood, Elder Johnson,
right?
Sunday school superintendent.
Right.
Some of them people is. I'm just saying.
You
just saying.
Them ain't real names. So if you got them people at your church, I'm just making up the names.
Of course. Yeah, because at the heart of it all, people are hurting. And I know I've said that, but they're hurting from different situations, and some things can drive them, to depression, or into, God forbid, schizophrenia or bipolar spirits. Mm-hmm. So, we don't want people to be afraid to touch this and address it. And of course, we always want to find solutions to see if we can help. And now, actually, our topic on today, we can just kind of bring all this in together. We were talking about love and toxic relationships. You like
What's
that?
love got to do with it? Christian radio show.
Yes. Can you make that into a Christian song for us?
I absolutely can. I absolutely can.
Well, whether it's love and toxic relationships, love in toxic relationship, or love in spite of a toxic relationship.
Or how about this? How about a lot of people use the mask of love to cover dependency?
Yes.
And they say, because I'm in this relationship and I've never seen a true representation of love, or I've never seen love as it's supposed to be.
Yes.
He hits me on Tuesday but buys me a dress on Thursday. That must be love.
Right.
He shows me attention even though he's gotten somebody else pregnant.
Right.
She doesn't come home and she argues with me when she does, but that's love.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So a lot of things
it's
are
almost what they're
dysfunctional.
used to. They're just used to that.
Yeah.
And, they don't know anything else.
Right. And we hate change.
Right.
So when things change, we're comfortable with the status quo. So it would be too much of a shock to start all over again.
Right. Definitely. Yeah. Well, you know what? I am so excited right now. Because
I guess so.
At first, I was the only female in here. Woo-hoo. And now I have in our midst Miss Lady Angie Mims. She's here to join us on
so
today.
So that's 4 against 2. Because one woman is 2 women when you talking about any subject.
Yeah, you got that right.
We got 2 women, so that means 16 ladies in the room.
Angie, why'd you move? I need you near me.
Because the producer wants us to sit here.
Okay. Well, I'm so glad to say hello, lady.
Hi, listening audience.
How
I'm glad
are
to
you?
be here. I'm
Yay.
doing good. I'm so happy to see the crew.
You look so wonderful, honey.
Thank you, Pumpkin. I take after you.
Oh. She's just sunshining all over the place. She brought the sun in with her.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
You did. You look gorgeous, honey. I'm so
Thank
glad
you.
you're here. And I asked all of these individuals to come and join me on this first show. I'm just excited. It's their fault that I'm in radio.
Sorry, world.
But no, I was actually inspired. I was inspired by Lady Angie Mims. I came to one of your shows here,
you did.
and was just so excited. Her program, Promoting Precision, she is a promoter of just about any business and function and events. She loves to, I say pump up people.
Thank you so much.
That's a gift that you have, and we appreciate that. And when I first met you, I said, "Oh my God, I just love that about you. Just love it about you."
But you have it.
Oh,
I can promote it.
Oh, all right.
So when you have it, you can promote it.
That's true.
When you have it, it's easier to promote. It's easier to encourage somebody who seriously has the zeal and the fervor to make a difference.
That's right.
You got it.
All right. Well, that's so nice. Yay. I'm excited. Before we got started, I did tell all the fathers Happy Father's Day in advance. Okay. A big shout out to my own dad, Darlene Gaston. Happy Father's Day to you.
Happy Father's Day.
Yes. Did you already tell your dad Happy Father's Day in advance?
I did not. No. Happy Father's Day, Dad. Thanks to Annette. Busting me out.
Right.
Did you get on that? We have it together over here.
Right. We got it together over here. No. But we actually had started talking about our topic. I did give a little history of mind, body, and soul, but then we kind of delved into our topic on today, talking about love and toxic relationship. You say that. Why you say that?
I love love.
You love love?
I love love.
That's kind of deep.
I know, because a lot of people pride themselves, should I say, in saying people are in love with love. They don't know what real love is.
Right.
I know Jesus is love.
All right.
God is love. I love love.
You love love. Mm-hmm. I like that. Now look at Pastor Marlowe.
I wish you all could see this. Why you got an attitude?
I do.
You say, I love love. I didn't say you love rolling your eyes. What is that? How does that work out? I love love. And people say you're defending yourself against people who ain't even here.
Let's get ready to play.
See, the saints come in with a hidden agenda. She came to fight on a show about love.
You started it.
We're going to pray right now. Father, in the name of Jesus.
My Lord.
All right, let's go.
Going for the LeBron of the show. Come on.
Yes. Oh, is that what that is?
The LeBron of the show.
LeBron of the show.
Wow.
Oh, wow. You know what? Before I go further, I want to give out the call-in number. I know I have a number of listeners that are on Facebook as well that want to call in, and then you may just want to call in and say congratulations on the new show. I'm giving you what to say, but
just gave you your script. When you call in, say this. You call in and do whatever you want, but say this.
And the number is 708-808-7662. Again, 708-808-7662. If you'd just like to call in and give your opinions or comments, we'd love to hear from you on today. SirWalter, you've been kind of quiet. What would you like to say about this subject?
What's the subject? I'm sorry, I was taking care of technical difficulties.
Is that right?
Love
and toxic relationships.
Love and in toxic relationships?
And or in.
Oh, I'm going to say it.
Or because of.
Because we love toxic relationships.
We do.
Reality TV proves that.
Yes, we do.
This is true.
Absolutely.
This is true.
It's not easy to find a non-toxic relationship these days.
Oh, tell me, what do you mean by that?
Well, how many divorces are there in church?
Right.
There's more in church than it is in the world.
Unfortunately.
So are we talking about Christians among Christians, or are we talking about in general?
Well, it is an in general topic, but of course, I like to focus on Christians and the church.
Sure. Yeah. Well. Just like misery loves company, toxic loves toxic.
Yeah.
It's amazing that I've talked to some women who are Christians who love God. They appear to, and a good man comes along, and they're hard on the good man because they're used to the toxics prior to. And I've seen women lust after very hardcore, thuggish looking men. They watch TV and they say, "Oh my God, he's just so sexy." And I've seen a lot of women, Christian women, put these pictures of these bare naked men with tattoos on Facebook.
Right.
I see them in the news feeds. I see y'all out there.
Right.
And they just lusting after them. Just look at this. Oh, this.
Well, don't wait. Now
yeah, I see. Yeah.
Did you start a revolution in the studio, ladies?
Ladies, calm down. Calm down.
Let's stay on track. Go ahead, SirWalter.
Yeah. And we do that with men do that too with the Halle Berrys of this world. Although she played out, so I'm with Gabriel Union, by the way.
Wow, it's a lot of revelation going on right here.
Come on, Tata.
It's a lot of stuff being revealed.
Yes.
This is a reality show by itself.
You saw Tata somewhere?
Yeah, I did Tata Vega.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that just it tells us what y'all are really, I don't know if it's
what y'all like.
Yeah, I don't know if it's your desire because of what you have in a man now.
Okay.
Or is it because what you had before you're used to it? Because there's some women who have been battered. They're used to being battered. So if a man and her new man don't batter her,
right?
Then she's wondering why you ain't beating on me.
Right.
We got a caller already.
Yeah.
Yes, we have a call.
Yeah. Yeah, you got a call. You got an answer button and decline button, depending on who it is.
All right.
Hi, caller.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, this is Buddy.
Buddy Gill.
Buddy! Ow! We just sang your name. How are you?
You all right, Angie? Angie gave you a shout out. I don't know what kind of shout out.
You must be her Denzel. Go ahead, buddy. What do you have to say to us?
He and Barbara are my Denzel.
I really just called in just to congratulate Annette with her first show on the TCM network, and to say hello and hello to who else you going there? This is Marlowe and Walter and who else?
And Lady Angie.
Okay, hello everybody.
Hello, sir. Thank you.
All right.
I am so glad you called.
Congratulate you, Annette, on your show, and wish you all the best.
Oh, that was so sweet. Thank you so much.
That's very nice, buddy. You're a great guy.
Yes, the gentleman that you are. We appreciate you. What are you going to say?
No, go ahead. Finish it up, and I got something to say about Facebook.
Okay.
We made an error.
We made an error. Yeah. Okay.
Buddy, you still there?
No, but he's gone.
Okay, great.
For those of you who just tuned in and you were over on another sister station, we posted that we were on the air today, and many of you are over at another AM station listening, and you're not hearing us. Can you tell the people who are, because a lot of you are chiming in on Facebook saying you can't hear the show. There's some woman talking about advertising and blue pills and stuff. That is not us. No,
it is not.
It's not us. We're since Annette is such a popular woman. She's on several stations in the world.
Yes, she is.
And so when she made the post, she posted the other station. So we are not there.
Actually, I posted both of them.
Well, y'all are listening to y'all
another station,
right? And she didn't know not to put both stations there because some people
don't read that part in the feed.
I didn't say
they don't click see more.
Obviously,
they don't click the whole feed out.
They did. So because I was wondering, there were 3 people from 3 different states were saying we can't hear the show. There's someone else listening.
Okay.
On. And so they're correcting us now. Thank you, Carolyn McIntyre, for saying, oops, wrong station.
Carolyn, thank you so much for
You're
attempting to listen. I appreciate that.
You're the greatest. So, and a few of you, come on over.
Bless your heart, Carolyn.
Well, wonderful. Pastor Cribbs, what do you have for us?
Well, I want to say, I want to read some Facebook posts. You caught me rather off guard here.
Okay.
So talk among yourselves.
Well, I knew that you and I talked earlier, about this topic, and we were even talking about the self-esteem issues within a relationship. Sometimes the low self-esteem is not all the time.
No.
If there is low self-esteem, sometimes that will make a person stay within that toxic relationship. How did you define toxic earlier?
Earlier, I said toxic basically is when, like, if your body becomes toxic, it is because something that is supposed to be flushed out of the body remains in the body, and it affects the body. A lot of times we get in relationships with people who have immaturity or low self-esteem or insecurity or bad financial planning or a bad temper, and those things are supposed to be flushed out of that person.
Yes.
But here is a toxic person who comes into a relationship with a poison, and it poisons the entire relationship.
Yes. So we have to be careful of that.
That's a good analogy.
Thank you.
Yeah, we got free radicals that invade the body and takes over.
Absolutely.
And because of our poor eating, dietary habits and what have you.
Exactly.
We eat things that are not good for us, and I think our relationships are the same way. I desire the drink of a Coca-Cola. I love it. I can drink it every day. I shouldn't, so I don't. But it tastes good, but it's not good for me because Coke got so much sugar in it. You know,
I wouldn't know. I drink Pepsi.
Well, then this guy's got just as much sugar.
I drink a real drink.
Yeah. And
I drink a man's drink. I drink Pepsi.
Absolutely. And I drink a man's drink.
Sorry, ladies. But I don't mean I just.
He's a Pepsi
Coke.
generation.
Well, I don't drink pop, so that doesn't matter.
Have a Coke and a smile.
No.
Yeah. I drink that stuff and it weighs me down, makes me kind of tired and what's the word?
Lethargic.
Yeah, that. And I think sometimes.
That's because of that.
Huh?
Oh, go ahead.
So I think that sometimes our relationships are the same way. We're hungry to be in love.
Yes.
So we go out and drink.
Consume the wrong thing.
The wrong thing, and it weighs us down spiritually and physically and what have you. And then it becomes toxic.
Yeah.
So everything in moderation. Yeah. I drink Coke every other day or maybe every 3 days because I know it's not really good for me.
Right. But it's good to you.
It's woo.
But now Pepsi will bless you. Just thinking about Pepsi makes me lift my hands
lift your hand.
and worship him. When I think of the goodness of
His hands
Pepsi.
are lifted.
And all this done for me.
I ain't thought about Coke since. Ow! Gotta turn away.
It's the real thing.
All right.
You want to read from Janice?
Yes. I didn't want to call her name, but since you did.
Too late.
Hi, Janice.
One of our listeners said on Facebook that I think people tend to stay in bad or toxic relationships because they think that nobody else would want them after they've been through that relationship. And a lot of times you feel that you are damaged goods. I'm no good to anybody else after this.
Yeah.
And I'm here to encourage you. There is an after this. No matter how bad the relationship has been, it may have damaged you, but you're still good to somebody.
That's good stuff.
Right. That was deep, wasn't it?
Watch this though.
What?
There are strikes that happen in your life.
Yeah.
These strikes hurt you and break you down. Strikes are not good. But in bowling, a strike is good.
Yes, it is.
See, now we're having a preacher.
Come on now. And you keep bowling strikes.
Yeah.
You're going to win the game.
Yeah.
Because now, so some strike, God allows some strikes to happen to you.
Yeah.
Because when Jesus got stripes, Oh,
wow.
Tata Vegas.
Tata's back. When the stripes, by his stripes, we...
But I do want to say this.
What do you want to say?
In toxic relationships, we have to examine the whole relationship. Look, nobody's going to say it but me. I have nothing to lose. Sometimes it's your fault.
Yeah.
True.
Sometimes you pick that bozo.
True.
Sometimes that's somebody that you know going in, this was just supposed to be a sexual encounter and a baby form.
Right.
And now y'all got to be bothered with each other for the rest of
for
18 years at least. You know that you weren't supposed to be drawn in.
Right.
This is your first little boyfriend. It was supposed to be just boyfriend. This is your first little girlfriend. You ain't never done this before. And you fooled around and fell in love.
Right.
That was you.
That was you.
Some of this toxin is because you allowed the poison in. Like you drank the Coke. If you drink the Coke and you drink too much, you can't blame Coca-Cola.
Right.
True.
Right. That's true.
Yeah.
You know, what you guys are talking about is almost an example of Miss Ware. She shared with us about being in a toxic relationship for 10 years. And she said love was her reason for staying. Not his love for her, but her love for him.
Good stuff.
Yes, and but she actually, I was very impressed with her testimony because she said, of course, at first he treated her like she was, just the jewel, but then his real side came out. But she still stayed and went through some of everything with him. But she also, what caught my attention was that she said, but through this, she drew closer to God. Got her life together and everything. It was through that situation, that toxic relationship, that poison that she was, experiencing. Then, she came to, get closer to God and everything. And I thought that was very interesting because you don't really think about that in a toxic relationship.
That was my story.
Yes. Oh, okay.
Right. So I could relate to her. A lot of people often are quick to say, thank you. A lot of people are quick to say, you know, oh, it's because of low self-esteem, or
right,
oh, it's because of this, and you really don't know. And so I read her response thoroughly, and I can relate in a number of ways.
Okay, okay. Wow, now that's interesting. I heard a little bit of your story before, and I think I want to hear more of that. Before we do that, I do want to go to a break, and we'll hear word from one of my sponsors.
Do you need flyers, pluggers, stationery, or posters? Does your church, organization, or family function require quality printing services like letterhead, programs, or tickets? If that's the case, you need to contact Boston Custom Designs. Sheila Roe-Boston and our amazing team will bring your ideas to life by providing you with high-quality, unique design work that truly represents your company. Your mission and character will shine through in all the work we do for you. Please contact us at 708-825-9825. That's 708-825-9825. Or reach out to us on the web at bostondesigns.net. At Boston Custom Designs, we are skilled at taking your ideas and transforming them into something truly special.
Hey, what's up? This is Karen Clark. Here's your girl, Mary.
This is your boy Marvin Sapp. You're listening to TCM Radio.
Say bird. That's a bird. Yes.
9 pounds, 2 ounces on his knee bounces. The greatest gift
Daddy loves his girl. Beautiful song, and I have the wonderful artist here in my studio right now.
That's right.
Yes.
It's me.
It's you.
That's right, Marlowe Cribbs. That is a song, and speaking of toxic relationships, the first person who teaches a young lady about relationships is her father.
Yes.
And with all of the Mother's Day celebrations, I felt it was apropos to compose a song for fathers.
Mm-hmm.
So that is my special single for Father's Day. It is available absolutely free for download on SoundCloud. You can look me up, Marlowe Cribbs, and I have 2 songs there. They're absolutely free. So share that with your father. If you're a father, share that with your daughters.
Oh, that is beautiful. I love it. Did you like that, Angie?
Absolutely.
It's gorgeous.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you all.
You have something else for us?
I do. I have an announcement.
You do?
There is a revival in the land.
It is.
There is a revival in the land, and there is one man that God has charged with this revival, and it is Pastor John E. Jackson. He is the pastor of the Revival Fellowship Church of God in Christ. That church is located 2810 West Washington. Over there, they say it like this: 2810
Yes, sir.
West Washington.
That's it.
Yeah.
And his scripture is, beloved, I pray that you may prosper in all things and be in health, just as your soul prospers. Listen, he has Sunday morning worship at 11:30 and a live webcast at 12:30. If you're on the west side near 2810 West Washington, you need to get over there live, or go to your computer, go to your phone, go to your app, and log on at 12:30. Revival Fellowship Church of God in Christ.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's
the cut.
Music here.
That's
and
the
everything.
cut right there.
That was it.
That's Jada's daddy, ain't it?
Yes,
That is.
it is.
That is.
Yeah.
That is. So she's going to get you and me.
No,
Amen.
we're grateful for Pastor John E. Jackson and Lady Queen Josephine
Yes,
Jackson.
she is a queen indeed.
Yes, she
Had all
is.
beautiful daughters.
Wait, Pastor John and Lady Josephine.
Yeah.
And Janice?
Queen. Put Queen in there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
I like that.
I love them. They're really sweet.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Down to earth people.
Beautifully
I love it.
saved.
Yes.
I can
Yes,
say
they are.
that.
They
Beautifully saved.
And they're one of our sponsors for Mind, Body, and Soul.
All right.
Yes.
Good.
Now, Lady Angie, before the break, we were kind of talking about the relationship, toxic relationship, and you had a testimony of your own. Would you like to share anything with
Yeah,
us?
I was just simply saying that I could relate to the sister. I believe her name is it Sharon?
Sharon.
Correct.
Sharon, yeah. I was in an extremely verbally and physically abusive marriage for a bit of time, and because I loved him, I stayed longer than I should have. But the reality of it is that when you are wooed and you see things that kind of remind you of your father, which are ultimately good attributes,
Yes.
and you inevitably see something totally different down the line, you know, it puts you in a state of shock. And if you're a practicing Christian,
Right.
obviously you do not want to run towards the divorce lane right away. And so being a pastor's daughter, not wanting to embarrass myself, there was a certain level of pride that came into my picture.
Yes, absolutely.
And that was the justification at that time for me to stay. And so it isn't always, they have tremendously low self-esteem. Now, make no mistake about it, your esteem will be affected.
Yes.
When you are in that type of toxic relationship.
Right.
But to right off say, they just have low self-esteem, or, you know, their environment was horrible and they grew up in an environment that was congruent with what they're currently experiencing.
Right.
That's not always the case. I came from a proud 2-parent home. My parents are still in love to this day. I mean,
Still
crazy
in
in
love.
love.
I've seen it, y'all.
That's
They
beautiful.
are. So that was not my case.
Okay.
You know, so each case oftentimes is different, and that's why I could relate to her.
That's beautiful. I like that.
Can I step in here for a minute
Step.
with a different perspective?
In the
Okay.
name of love.
Because we often talk about being in toxic relationships wherein we are the victims and the other person is the toxin. I used to be the toxin.
You used to be the toxin?
I can remember when the toxic relationship was toxic because of me.
Okay.
And I probably, you know, I have nothing to lose, so I can
Yes.
tell this. I remember what that was like knowing that I was the cause of the problem.
Mm-hmm.
And how after the relationship was over, in an earlier show on another station, you and I talked about men being evolved.
Yes.
Now, I have since evolved, but I can firsthand understand the effects of being the toxin. Watching someone that you are, quote unquote, supposed to be in love with being degraded by your actions.
Right.
And it's compounded when you're the man and you're supposed to be the one that God placed to set the environment.
Right.
And you're the oppressor against the lesser vessel. Yeah. So I want our listeners to know that when we pray, oh, Lord, bless these people in these bad relationships, pray for the toxin. Because the toxin needs to be delivered.
That's it right there.
Yes.
Yeah, I needed God to come in a greater way in my life and deal with some things I hadn't dealt with personally that made me poisonous.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
And thank you for saying that, because see, that's my ministry too. Is the toxic person.
Yeah.
The person who did the perpetrating.
Yeah.
Okay. There was a post I put up on Facebook where a police was putting a sign in the yard of a sex offender.
Yes.
I saw that.
Okay. And I asked the question, is this right to do? And some people say, yes, we should know where the sex offenders are. Put a sign in his yard.
Yeah.
Okay. But then I went further and said, well, then we need to put that same sign in the church yard.
Because we got some stuff in there.
Oh yeah, because many of the children, many of the adults today who are struggling with their sexuality got raped in the basement of the church.
Yes.
Come on. You was going to the washroom.
Yes.
And brother Johansson.
Oh yes.
Grabbed you up.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. So, and so my heart goes out for the one who did the act.
Yeah.
Now he's got to live for the rest of his life with his name on a list, a sexual list. Okay. And sometimes what we do is we put them all in one bracket. But sometimes a person was with a woman who he didn't know was 17.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And he got tripped up and it happened. Now he's on this list forever.
Yeah.
Okay. Now there's a sign in his lawn.
Yeah.
Right.
He can't go nowhere.
Yeah. Because this girl lied.
Yeah. Because this girl lied. All right. So we can't punish everybody for an act that they've done. But we have to, like you said, pray for them.
Yeah.
And who's going after them after their hearts to help them heal?
The problem is that Pastor Marlowe mentioned earlier that he was the toxin. You have to get to that point of realizing it. And I also strongly believe that if you aren't a person who does self-assessments, and ultimately you don't miss the water until the well runs dry, you are still adding to that. And for him to be a man and admitting that that's the problem, my marriage and a host of others probably could have been saved if you did a self-assessment, said, well, maybe I am. I mean, you don't even have to have, a huge just aha moment, but just a little bit to get it started. And so, that's really, really important, because I will say this as well. Once I realized that my ex-husband was not going to change, I didn't make it any better. Okay. Because women have a way, we can slice your ego in 2 seconds.
Yes.
Literally.
It sounds like you about to do it now.
That's why I'm sitting over here.
I'm glad I'm way down here.
No, it's true.
She is true. Yeah,
and
she is telling
that's why
you.
the Bible says, husbands, love your wives.
Because if you don't, you're going to end up on that rooftop in the corner that the Bible speaks about.
So,
Absolutely.
we are quick to blame. I'm talking, from a woman's perspective.
Right.
We're quick to blame the man totally. When in reality, if your emotions are not tamed enough,
right,
you can't even begin to pray for him.
Right.
That's true.
Because you're so hurt.
Right. And God holds the perpetrator responsible, but he holds you who received this punishment just as responsible, because what did you do to respond to what he did to you? Did you want to get revenge and want to kill him?
Absolutely.
Mentally, physically, spiritually, what have you?
Right.
So God sometimes punishes the person who reacted more than he does the person who initiated the attack.
Wow.
Isn't that something?
Yes.
And he's God, he can do that.
He can.
You know, there are a couple of things I heard. I want to go a couple of different ways with this.
Sure.
Well, thank you. Angie, you took me somewhere when you talked about your personal situation. You know, I want to know, do you have any kind of advice for, because you mentioned about being in the church and, you know, your pastor's daughter and everything. So this wasn't that kind of an easy situation for you to get out of.
Not by any stretch of the imagination.
Right. So for
She
someone,
just started going with him. What? She ain't with him no more?
right.
I ain't seen her husband in about 4 weeks.
And
I wonder what's going on.
Right. And they know nothing about what's going on behind closed doors.
No
but
idea.
They have their own opinions.
Right.
What would you give any advice to someone that's dealing with this that really, you know, of course, no, I don't advocate divorce. No, I don't.
I don't either.
But what kind of advice would you give to someone that really needs to get out of this situation?
Tame your emotions.
Okay.
You have to. I think that it's imperative to get out of something that is truly endangering your life.
Mm-hmm.
If it's physically endangering your life, you need to tame your emotions and get out.
Okay.
Do not stay there, because you have to look out for your life.
Yes.
And if you have children,
Mm-hmm.
you have to look out for theirs.
Right.
And so to your question, tame your emotions and get out.
Mm-hmm.
Put and stick to it.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, because if you do decide to let someone else in on what it is that you go through,
Mm-hmm.
and you make the mistake of going back,
Right.
you're adding to the foolishness.
Yes.
You
That's right.
are. You
And
are.
so it's really important to tame your emotions and think thoroughly.
Mm-hmm.
And that's very hard for women to do, because we're
is.
emotional beings.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's why we have to discipline ourselves.
Yes.
So
You better
that
teach,
we can
mother.
tame our emotions and see clearly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, God will talk to you, but it's hard for you to hear anything
Mhm.
if your emotions are all over the place.
Ooh, that's excellent.
And let's get some remedies to the toxin.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
We go into these relationships, and I'm glad you said that, because the church will tell you, stay in there,
Mhm.
stay with him.
Right.
No, get your bag
Mm-hmm.
and get your kids,
Get out.
or if you ain't got no kids, get all your shoes
Yes.
and get out. Because sometimes that is the only way that the toxin recognizes
Yes.
that they are the wrong person.
That's it.
Get out, put them out,
Get out.
Lock, change the locks,
Right.
do it.
Okay.
Right.
And when we're going into these relationships, hey, do an evaluation.
Mm-hmm.
Be able to sit down. Let's go out to dinner. Look, let me tell you something, Shirley. First of all, I'm lazy. I'm lazy as a dog. You need to know this. Also, I beat up the last 3 women I ever saw. One was just on the street. I just knocked her down. You need to say these things. You need to know yourself.
Yes.
And before you drag somebody else into your depraved,
Mess.
demonic circus,
Yes.
you need to say, hey, it's something wrong with me.
Something wrong with me.
Do I need a woman in my life? Do I need a man in my life? Are the effects of witchcraft or generational curses still on me?
Yes.
Do I drink behind closed doors? You need to assess yourself.
Yes,
Before you bribe somebody else into that.
Yeah,
I
there's
was
some
guilty.
self-assessments
That was
you
me.
need to do, and just say, hey,
Uh-huh,
maybe
I'm
I
not
ain't
ready.
ready. I really like this person.
Right.
But if you can just hold on with me for 2 years
Yes.
and let me get myself together, let's go over there to Ella Hinton and
Well,
let
yeah.
him lay hands and kick me in the back or do whatever need to be done. Let's go out here to Angie Ray and let him just slather me with oil. Do whatever needs to be done. Get
That's
yourself
good.
right,
That's
because
good.
you're no good to anyone else.
That's right.
If you're not whole.
That's right. That's awesome. You know, I always say the quickest way to get help is to recognize or know that you need help, because other than that, you will not. So self-assessment is very important. Now, what if some people say, I'm not sure if I'm in a toxic relationship or not? There are some, they're actually in it, but they don't recognize, or they don't want to recognize. They don't want to say that they are.
Sure. And Malia said her shoes are her kids. She ain't got no kids. You ain't got no kids.
That's toxic.
That is toxic. Have you smelled some shoes lately?
Y'all better
That's
leave.
formaldehyde and everything.
Formaldehyde.
Polish. Yeah, that's toxic.
But you know what? I want to ask a few questions, because some may be listening, because they may want to figure out whether or not they're in the toxic relationship. There's just some things you can ask yourself. When you're with that person, do you usually feel content, even energized, or do you feel unfulfilled or drained? That's a sign.
Sure.
After you spend time with him or her, do you usually feel better or worse about
Good.
yourself?
Good question.
Do you feel physically and or emotionally safe with this person?
Good.
Or do you ever feel threatened or in danger?
I want a grape pop. Weird orange. Okay. Yeah, get out of that. Get out of that. You can't even choose your own pop. Get out. Get out.
Another question. Is there a fairly equal give and take, or do you feel like you're always giving and he or she is always taking?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Is the relationship characterized by feelings of security and contentment, or drama and angst? The last one, do you feel like he or she is happy with who you are, or do you feel like you have to change to make him or her happy?
It's good stuff.
Yes.
Good stuff. These are
so those are questions you need to ask yourself. If you're maybe confused right now, maybe you're thinking, possibly I am. Ask yourself those questions and see,
love languages.
Yes.
Buddy said in the marriage, if one of the partner does not want to do anything to make things better in that marriage and it's draining the other, you have some hard questions to answer in order to stay healthy.
Answer them at your mama's house. Get out.
Yeah.
Go somewhere.
That's true.
And when we say
That's
get
true.
out, I want the saints to know, I ain't talking about divorce.
Good.
You ain't got to divorce.
Good explanation.
You ain't got to call Nimrod and them. But separate yourself from the situation because you can see it more clearly from a distance sometimes.
Right.
So sometimes you just need a break. I'm going to my sister in Arizona. I need to maybe talk it out with her, or just need to just pour out of my soul.
Right.
And just look at it. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Alvin Carter says, great questions that you asked. He said, I have those feelings when I'm alone. My man.
I'm toxic to myself. I look in the mirror and say, I want to divorce you. Get away from me.
Oh, do I feel good about myself at this time? No, I'm out there.
See, he the one in there. We're going to have great pop. No, we're not. We're going to have orange. Okay. Then when you get to the refrigerator, we're going to have Pepsi.
His members are worn with itself.
See, Pastor Carter knew what to do because he has the beautiful wife.
He does.
Carter,
Yeah.
you can't go wrong with her. So he knew what to say.
If you don't wait, one more, Emily. If you don't recognize the relationship is toxic, then you are toxic.
Ooh,
because you've been accustomed to the poison.
Yeah.
Ooh. You have that.
You immune to it, like raid on roaches.
Yeah.
They drink it now.
Yeah.
Right. Oh my goodness.
Oh, thank you. Get the other side. Can I have another, please?
I'm actually glad that she said that, because you know what I was going to say. The first step in changing a toxic relationship is to recognize you're in one. And then, so many people in unhealthy relationships, a lot of times they're in denial.
Absolutely.
They're in denial, and sometimes, but your family and friends can see what's going on.
And you can't.
But you can't.
Oh, I need to segue right here.
Or you have people who license that, take up for that, as he alluded to earlier.
That's good.
You have church people who ultimately will say, stay there, or, yeah, girl, take that. That's what men do, or that's what women do. And so when you have people licensing your toxic behavior and your toxic mentality, you are dangerous. You're poisonous, and you ultimately affect people around you. I'm really hard on the mothers because of our youth.
Yes.
And you're passing this type of toxic mentality on to your offspring. And it's extremely imperative that you do a self-assessment and say, am I the toxic? Am I the person who has become quite accustomed to this type of behavior?
Right. Because
not only do you have him or her being abusive in some form, but now you've become toxic because you think it's okay.
You think it's okay. That's good. That's good.
I ain't saying nothing.
Well, that's good. Pastor Marlowe Cribbs, do you have a top 10 for us?
The inaugural top 10 on TCM Radio Station. Top 10 characters. If you're in a relationship with them, it's definitely toxic. Number 10, Skip Bayless from ESPN. If you're in a relationship with him, you know it is, because he's keeping track of all the times he screwed up and who screwed up the most in a relationship. Well, last time you cheated. See, if you in there, it's toxic. Number 9, Lisa Simpson. Lisa Simpson was shy. She was scared to state her feelings and her desires because she was afraid of offending somebody. If you're scared to do that, it's toxic.
Right.
Number 8, Fred Sanford. Yeah?
Yes.
Because Fred Sanford held the relationship hostage. Every time Lamont wanted to do something, he had a heart attack.
That's right.
Anybody that's around that's holding a relationship hostage and saying, well, I ain't going to be no relationship with you if you're going to do this, well, tell them, kick rocks. Number 7, Daffy Duck. Yeah, if you're in a relationship with Daffy Duck, this is the person that blames you for their emotions. You tired and they want to go out and then they say you insensitive and you don't care about my feelings. No, I'm just tired. Lay down. And if you blame me for how you feel, your insecurities, you're toxic.
Right.
Number 6, Barbara Walters. If you're in a relationship with Barbara Walters, that's the woman that asks you 20 questions about all your actions, where you been with, what did you eat, what color socks did you have on, and was you drinking. Number 5, Santa Claus. If you in a relationship with Santa Claus, this is the person that buys you gifts or gives you trips to cover up major conflicts. Stay out the jewelry store and talk about your problem. You creating a monster for the next person. Because when you get out of that relationship, I'm going to have to go to Jared every week. Number 4. Bluto and olive oil was a toxic relationship. It was abusive. It is evident that you should get out of any physical or mental relationship that's toxic. But Bluto was physically and emotionally abusive to olive oil. But watch this. Olive oil abused Popeye by making him come and defend her every time she got back in with Bluto. Your toxic relationship is messing up your friends and family. Why don't you leave Junior alone?
And Popeye.
Number 3, Droopy. Droopy is the fella who is always feeling unworthy or inadequate and constantly makes you stroke them. They combat your efforts to make yourself better, and you feel like you can't go any further without them. They're holding you down. That's toxic. Number 2, Kanye West.
Oh, Lord.
Not Kanye himself, but he wrote a line saying, I'm saying, gold digger. But number 2, if you dealing with somebody who's only with you because of what you got, understand that if you ain't got it tomorrow, they got somebody else. And the number 1 person to know that you're in a toxic relationship with is the Marvel character Galactus. How do I say that? Galactus was a destroyer of worlds because he sucked all the energy out of them. If you in a relationship and they suck all the joy and suck all the peace and suck all the security and suck all your self-esteem, you need to tell them you suck. Get on out of here. These are the top 10 characters you should not be in a toxic relationship with.
Suck on that. Hey, I want to ask you a question, Marlowe.
Yes?
You got any cartoons in the new century?
The cartoons nowadays just stupid. All of them toxic.
All of those toxic.
All of them toxic.
No sense in going that route.
Every cartoon he had was in the 1940s. You know what?
And how would you know?
I'm happy.
But I bet you everybody at this table knew what character. Yeah, everybody in this building knew.
Well, now you're meddling. SirWalter
Your
Jones.
first car had wooden wheels.
And when Pokemon said, weedy wee. What?
Oh, okay, then never mind. You know what? You have a birthday celebration coming up.
I do.
And I hope you don't sing like you just did.
I'm pressing on.
But we would like to.
Sorry, Marlowe. I'm canceling that show. It's officially canceled.
You got him. You got him, Marlowe. That's him.
But you do have a wonderful gala coming up to
Yes, he
celebrate your
does.
birthday. And it is called what, sir?
The Anthology of Gospel Music.
Yes.
The anthology. Could you give us a brief synopsis?
We're going to take you from slavery, which some of y'all living in today.
Thank you.
From slavery.
I appreciate you acknowledging me.
You're so welcome.
I am the dark one. Thank you.
Yes. If Sterling is your boss,
there you go.
You living on a plantation.
I just can't come to the games, but I can play in them.
Right.
Come on.
All right. So we're going to take you from slavery all the way to today's music, how gospel has influenced the world and how the world have influenced gospel music.
And this is your birthday celebration.
This is my birthday celebration. Yes. I'm going to pack the house. We might even feed you.
Yeah.
I've got my nephews are coming. Lauren's going to do a progression on his guitar on how things have progressed in guitar.
Beautiful.
My brother Larry Jones is going to do an anthology of bass guitar.
Okay.
Wonderful.
He'll go from Larry Graham all the way up to Nathan East and to all these other cats.
Watch out.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do. I got cats coming from Indianapolis. I got them coming from all over the place. And
are those 4-legged cats?
Yeah, 4-legged cats.
Where are these cats going to be at?
They're gonna be at Faith Temple. Faith Temple Church of God in Christ, Bishop Carlos L. Moody
In
Evanston. That's Faith Temple, 1932.
Can you please tell us the dates?
Dates, July 7th. You just had barbecue on the 4th.
Yeah.
You're tired.
You're still lethargic.
Okay, all right. You burped everything. Okay, Sunday you had service. Come Monday, you need something to do.
Yeah. Your family's still in town. You don't want them at your house using up all your towels.
That's right. That's right. So July 7th, that Monday, 7:30. Come. We start on time, 7:30, and we'll be there from 7:30 to 9:30 because we got.
Wait a minute. You know I'm Baptist. Y'all start on time.
Yes, we are. So you can't leave the house at 7 because we in Evanston. We ain't on 55th and Dan Ryan.
Now let me say this: it is 7:30. It is at Faith Temple in Evanston. But in addition, all of the radio personalities, many of our Facebook friends have followed all of us faithfully, and we appreciate that.
Yes.
Art and Abby Lewis, Angie Mims, Annette Harris, SirWalter Jones, myself, Eric Townsend, so many other people will be there.
Yes.
If you want to see us, if you want to meet us, if you want to take a picture with us, see what we look like, see how, if I really look like this voice, come and we'll be there.
Right.
We'll be happy to see you and meet you and greet you.
Yes.
Amen.
Maybe take some pictures and all that.
Yeah. You can have my autograph.
Oh, yeah.
And my favorite is chicken wings.
Okay, well, we got you, girl. We got you.
Can you bring some in your purse?
Can you bring some? Because we broke. Yeah. Bring your iPhones, bring your recorders, because we record at this show. We don't have a sign up that says
that you can't record.
No, we want you to post it on Facebook and YouTube.
Well, I am nearing the end of my time on today. I'm excited, still excited. Marlowe, yay.
You've been excited since like 7:40
at least
this morning.
Well, okay, well, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Got her hair done. Her hair looks beautiful. Listening audience, I wish you could see it.
She's so sweet. That's my cheerleader over there.
That's nice. Her hair's nice too.
She doing it.
But I appreciate all of you, Lady Angie, for coming in, joining us. SirWalter Jones for getting out of your bed. Well, it's the afternoon, so you're good. Pastor Marlowe Cribbs for co-hosting with me. I'm telling you, this man right here, he's a jewel.
He's a mess.
I appreciate it.
He's your jewel, but he's my mess.
He's your mess.
Suck on that.
You got to be something to everybody. All things to all men.
That's it.
I appreciate TCM for welcoming me and my engineer, LeVar. I appreciate you and your assistance on today. And as we close on today, I just like to say, if you'd like to be a sponsor of Mind, Body, and Soul, if you'd like to donate, you can do so. You can contact me at P.O. Box 288-382, 288-382, Chicago, Illinois, 60628, or you can call me at 505-552-2638. 505-552-2638. And, I would like for you to join me on next week at 1 o'clock. We will be back again for another show, another session, as I like to call it, of Mind, Body, and Soul.
Y'all enjoy it.
And as I end with my ending scripture, 1 Thessalonians 5:23, and the very God of peace sanctify you wholly. And I pray, God, your whole spirit and soul and body be preserved blameless unto the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ. Thank you so much for listening.
Yes, God. Yes, God.
And blessings to each and every one of you.
You've just been listening to Mind, Body, and Soul with Annette. Your host, Annette Harris, has provided you with psychological and biblical insight for your everyday concerns and needs. Need more insight? Visit her Facebook page at Mind, Body, and Soul with Annette. Be sure to tune in next week for Mind, Body, and Soul with Annette.
The upper way, new heights I'm gaining. Yes, I am every day.
There a connection between psychology and the Bible? Yes, there is. And finally, there is a radio show that will focus on this connection by analyzing questions and informing individuals about life issues from a psychological and biblical perspective. Tune in to Mind, Body, and Soul with Annette. Do you need Annette? Then join us each week, Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Mind, Body, and Soul with Annette. Streaming live on TCMRadiostation.com.